This is a microphone. That is a microphone. This, that, and this is a microphone. But which microphone works best for podcasting? We'll make a list of what to look for, but first, what makes all of these microphones? Microphones are instruments used to turn sound waves into electrical energy. We can then record that sound so it can be played back later. All of these microphones take sound waves and then turn them into electrical energy. They just do that in different ways. The two most common types of microphones are dynamic and condenser microphones. Inside a condenser microphone is a very thin electrically charged diaphragm. When a sound wave hits the diaphragm, it vibrates and the vibration is converted into a digital signal that can be stored on a recording device and played back later. To get that electrical charge, condenser mics require a little bit of power. That's where phantom power comes into play. On many audio interfaces, you'll see a switch, button, or setting to turn on phantom power. This will output typically 48 volts to give a condenser mic the power it needs to work. Because of the thin and delicate diaphragm inside of a condenser mic, they can be very sensitive and fragile. They're usually used in studios to record music because they can capture higher frequencies and a broader range of sound. Let's talk about dynamic mics now. Dynamic mics work similarly to condenser mics in that they also use a diaphragm to capture sound waves. The difference is that the diaphragm is typically more robust and made of plastic. It's attached to a metal coil that sits between two magnets. When the sound wave hits the diaphragm vibrates and moves the coil between the magnets, creating an electrical current that mimics the sound wave. Because the dynamic mic uses magnets instead of electricity, it doesn't require any external power. Dynamic mics tend to be more durable, less expensive, and because they aren't as sensitive, they can deal better with louder vocals. Either type of microphone would work for a podcast if that's what's available to you. But if you're buying something new, I would recommend looking for a dynamic microphone. You won't have to worry about them breaking, especially if you travel with your microphones and record in different locations. They don't require external power. They'll work well if you have someone loudly and passionately speaking into it. And bonus, they're less expensive. So item number 1 to look for when getting a microphone for your podcast is a dynamic microphone.